You believe that meditation is absolutely key if you want to heal. But what if I told you that it's not the case? After meditating every single day for almost 6 years, I discovered something unexpected. It's not about the duration. It's not even about the meditation. And it's all about the way you use your mind when you're awake. Let me explain. I'm a mind training coach and I help my students heal from mental and physical illnesses and symptoms. But not only that, many of my students are healthy, thriving, and they have other goals and dreams. And they are clever enough to understand that change happens through the mind and not necessarily by doing more. They want to develop their relationships, heal their kids, find a way to love themselves, earn more money, and connect with their purpose. So, in this video, I'm going to share 3 major lessons that I learned while I trained my mind, which ultimately helped me to heal from a long number of autoimmune diseases, depression, and allergies, while also building a business and a life that I absolutely love. And if you want to learn more about mind training, then I have a free mind training guide featuring 85 pages showing you how you too can change your mind and what results you might expect from it. Comment mind down below and I'll send you the guide. And just a little spoiler alert before I jump into it. The third lesson is very practical, and that's what mind training is all about. In fact, I'm actually going to challenge you to try something for a week and see how it goes. It's something I did many years ago, and it changed my behavior for good. Okay. Let's start with lesson number 1. The length of your meditation is irrelevant. Your desired change is not tied to how long you meditate. You can sit in meditation for an hour a day and still miss the point completely. Meditation is not about trying or evoking emotion or hoping that you'd be given grace by some higher power. It's definitely not about time, and it has everything to do with observing what your mind is doing and learning how to be comfortable in silence, which isn't the case when you start. Your mind will be very loud and it does its own thing because it's untrained. A mind needs training, just like your body or child or your pet. And for me, meditation was the beginning of something indescribable. And that is also what lesson number 2 is about. Meditation teaches you how to listen. Really listen. Not to a teacher, not to an expert, not to the loudest voice in your mind, which is called the ego, but to yourself and the guidance that everyone has. I promise you this, you're not excluded. That guidance is a very gentle voice. It's kind, it's loving, and it's right there, right now, all the time, every second of every day and night. You're just not hearing it because your negative thoughts are too loud. And here's what I wish somebody had told me years ago. The mind needs healing. You ask, why? Well, think about it logically. What do you do all day long? You think thousands and thousands of thoughts, most of them negative. In fact, 95% of them are negative at the beginning when you start observing your mind. Just listen to the next thoughts that pop into your mind after I said that. You'll hear something like, "What do you mean I'm negative? What gives you the right to say that? Who do you think you are? You don't even know me." Correct, I really don't know you. But those thoughts are negative thoughts disguised as opinions. And you feel bad when most of your thoughts are negative because you literally bathe in negative emotion all day long. Thought comes first and the emotion follows, always. And that negative emotion turns into poison in your system. No wonder your body displays symptoms. No wonder you wake up feeling anxious and depressed. No wonder you feel tired, even exhausted. No wonder you feel like nothing is changing, because things are staying exactly the same since you haven't learned how to think differently yet. So how do you heal and feel better? Not by adding more hours of meditation to your day, not by hoping for the best, and not by trying to change other people, but by training your mind and changing your thoughts with your eyes open. That's what I teach. That's what actually works, and it's what moves the needle for all of my students. Most of them have already been meditating for years or decades, and nothing changed until they realized what their mind was doing. Everything I have learned over the last 7 years was absolutely facilitated by my meditation practice, but not in any way a result of it. You train your mind with your eyes open throughout your day. Training your mind is just another way of saying that you're changing the way you think. There's nothing weird or dangerous about it. The only danger there is being unaware of how you're currently using your mind. That's really scary. And that's why you're confused and worried and frustrated, because nothing seems to make any sense until you start to connect the dots. When you observe your mind, real change happens moment to moment to moment. It takes a while to understand how your thoughts work and the effect that they cause. You have to experience it for yourself. It's not enough that I tell you about it, though that can be really helpful too, because your beliefs shape your reality. And you have to change your beliefs to actually experience something other than what you're currently looking at. Everything changed for me that one moment many years ago when I caught myself thinking that I needed to engage in really harmful, addictive behavior. I was about to do something that I would regret deeply only seconds later. And instead, I paused. I listened to the garbage my mind was telling me. All the reasons it was giving me to do what I had done for so many years, and that kept me trapped while I was a shadow of my true self. And then I chose not to do what I had been doing for so many years, which was to hurt myself. Change starts with one simple choice, which is also when your guidance kicks in and when it finally gets a chance to help you and guide you in the right direction, which leads me to the third lesson I've learned, the practical one. Opinions hurt yourself and others. Ever since school, you've been trained into having an opinion about everything and everyone, yourself included. And mostly, you'll find that the opinions you express are also negative. Just look at the news and spend a few minutes categorizing every word shared as positive or negative to prove my point. And if you spend your day sharing negative opinions about everyone and everything, then you are spending your day in negative emotion, feeling frustrated, angry, and upset. Perhaps you even get to be right because obviously your opinion is right, and whoever you're talking about is wrong. That's what today's world looks like. And it gives you a strange sense of satisfaction to be right, but it's still a negative thought. If you really want to heal and change and start feeling more loving and graceful, then the only way to do that is by choosing not to express negative opinions constantly. Let me tell you a quick story. About 15 years ago, I did a training and they gave us a challenge, which is exactly the one I'm going to give you right now. The challenge was to stay away from gossiping for one whole week. You'll see that it's harder than you think. And I made it to day 4 before I crumbled and gave in to temptation. Go sit down with any friend, colleague, or family member without discussing anyone else or having any negative opinions about what somebody else is doing or saying. It's very hard. And mind you, you'll still think those thoughts and you'll express those opinions silently inside your own mind. Try it for a week. You'll probably fail many times, and the ego mind will do everything in its power to nudge you and get you to scratch that itch just a little bit, because when you do, you can't stop, which is something I know a few things about in a very literal sense. You might also discover that most of your thoughts are, in fact, negative. The wonderful thing is this: you have a choice, and you can keep choosing to speak about things that are upsetting or wrong or hurtful or annoying or frustrating. Or you could choose something else instead. It's up to you. Just remember, nobody's doing anything to you, and only you can change the way you think, which also means that you have way more power than you think you do. And it's just a matter of being willing to change that pattern so that you can actually get everything that you want and that you dream of. So, are you up for a challenge? Let me know how it goes in the comments below. I would love to support you. I'll also leave the details for my foundational mind training course in the description below in case you're eager to actually learn the full formula that creates lasting change. Healing isn't about sitting still in meditation or doing spiritual things. It's about thinking differently. And I recommend watching this video next to see what happened when patients with Parkinson's disease were exposed to the placebo effect, because it might just blow your mind. Well, at least it blew mine.